Good Sunday morning. It is yet another extraordinary moment in the 2024 election cycle, with Democrats in a state of crisis after President Joe Biden delivered a disastrous debate performance that fueled voters' top concerns about his age and ability to serve another 4 years in office. Not since the first Nixon-Kennedy debate in 1960 has a debate had as much potential to shake up a presidential race. This morning, there is widespread panic within the Democratic Party and questions about whether the president should drop out of the race.
I think it was a disaster. I think it was like maybe the worst debate I've ever seen in my entire life.
I do think people feel like that we are confronting a crisis.
There are going to be discussions about whether he should continue.
At first, it was shocking, then it was scary, then it was sad, and by the end, it was absurd. Is the riskiest path sticking with Joe Biden, or is the riskiest path saying we want someone else? And anybody who says that that is not a tough call right now is full of
On Friday, in a stunning move, the New York Times editorial board called on President Biden to serve his country and drop out of the presidential race. NBC News has learned that President Biden is expected to address his campaign with his family at Camp David. That's according to 5 people familiar with the matter. Now, he and First Lady Jill Biden arrived there late last night to join their children and grandchildren in a trip planned before Thursday's debate. The campaign was always going to be a topic of conversation, but now undoubtedly Thursday's debate will be front and center. Senior advisor Anita Dunn addressed the matter on Saturday.
You all did not have any kind of conversations about, oh, should Joe Biden drop out of this race?
The conversation that we had is, okay, what do we do next? Okay, that is, if there's one thing that we're about, it's, okay, as Barack Obama said, bad debates happen. We had a bad debate. What do we do next? And, you know, the president, above all, is focused on what do we do next? What do I need to go do?
President Biden, who agreed to the earliest general election debate in modern political history, had one goal: to persuade voters who are skeptical about his age and fitness for office that he is up to serve another 4 years. Mr. Biden has consistently told voters, watch me.
If I were to run, I think they're going to judge me on my vitality. Can I still run up the steps of Air Force Two? Am I still in good shape? Do I have all my faculties? Am I energetic? I think it's totally legitimate for people to ask those questions. This is for the voters to decide. Take a look. Look at me, see if I have the energy, see if I know what I'm talking about, and make their judgment. I think it's a legitimate thing to be concerned about anyone's age, including mine. I think that's totally legitimate. But I think the best way to make the judgment is to watch me.
Well, on Thursday night, voters watched the president deliver a halting performance, at times appearing confused and repeatedly losing his train of thought.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
For his part, Mr. Trump unleashed a torrent of false claims, saying that most Americans supported overturning Roe v. Wade when polls show the opposite, saying falsely again that there was widespread fraud in the 2020 election, and refusing to answer whether he would accept the election results in November.
Will you accept the results of the election, regardless of who wins? Yes or no, please.
If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these, but the fraud and everything else was ridiculous. And if you want, we'll have a news conference on it in a week.
Democratic leaders are publicly expressing support for President Biden. On Friday, former President Obama posted, quote, "Bad debate nights happen. Trust me, I know. But this election is still a choice between someone who has fought for ordinary folks his entire life and someone who only cares about himself." President Biden's aides and allies have circulated talking points to Democrats in an all-out effort to contain the damage. Trying to calm donors at a rally on Friday in North Carolina, a defiant President Biden insisting he's prepared to fight on.
I know I'm not a young man. State the obvious. I don't walk as easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to.
Well, I know what I do know. I know how to tell the truth.
The decision is effectively President Biden's alone. At this point, if he dropped out of the race, he would free up his delegates to support another nominee. So far, the president and his campaign have indicated that he does not plan to step aside. On Capitol Hill, there are widespread fears about losing the White House, but top leaders are urging calm.
You see a performance that gets the kind of reviews that that performance got, that would be cause for concern. That was strike one. If this were a ball game, he's got 2 more swings.
Do you think President Biden's the best messenger for the top of the ticket?
I'm a very big supporter of President Biden. He's been a great president.
After the debate performance last night, should he step aside?
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.